Yes, welcome everyone. The Marijuana Times Show for December 15th, 2017. I'm your host, Joe Klare. You can find myself and many other great writers over at marijuanatimes.org. Looking to follow the latest on what's going on in the cannabis community, industry, and beyond. marijuanatimes.org. You can find these videos there as well. So you can share them on your social media outlets and share them with your friends. That would be awesome of you. Got a lot of stuff going on today. Teen marijuana use is down in a state where we were told it wasn't going to go down. If legalization happened, teen use obviously was going to go up. That's what all the prohibitionists told us. Well, that hasn't been happening, and it's still not happening. We're also talking about a Phoenix man who was forced. You might remember the story. A Phoenix man who says police forced him to eat marijuana. He reached a settlement in his case. We'll also update you on the case of James Slatic. I've written about that case several times now over at marijuanatimes.org. So you want to find updates on that. You want to find the background on that, go check it out at marijuanatimes.org. I'm going to give you an update today. First, I want to tell you, of course, that the Marijuana Times Show is brought to you by Cannabis.com, organic, all-natural pesticides. If you're a cultivator in a state where it's legal to cultivate cannabis, you don't want to be using harmful pesticides. You don't want to run afoul of regulations. You don't want to be giving harmful chemicals and putting them in your cultivation or spraying your harvest, your grow with it, and then selling that to people. So you need organic, all natural pesticides, and you can find that from NatureSideCannabis.com. They're awesome. They are a proud sponsor of the Marijuana Times Show, NatureSideCannabis.com. They can help you with regulations in whatever state you're in. So go check them out. They're an awesome sponsor and continue to be an awesome sponsor of the Marijuana Times Show. First up, we got from marijuanatimes.org. See a story by Julia Granowitz. Colorado teens are using less drugs in the years since legalization. The latest national survey on drug use and health, which has previously been cited by opponents of legalization, is now showing that teen use in Colorado has significantly declined in the year since Amendment 64 was implemented. Of course, we're told by opponents of cannabis legalization that harm to teens and kids in the community is impending if you legalize marijuana. States have banned certain candy shapes and some types of edibles outright and put forth requirements for packaging and labeling. Places like Colorado have done that. But of course, those who've advocated for legalization have often brought up the fact that a tightly regulated market would be the best way to keep cannabis out of the hands of teens by regulating it, and similarly to alcohol and cigarettes, requiring ID for purchase and ensuring severe consequences for anyone who sells to a minor. It also frees up law enforcement to keep a closer eye on real crimes. Brian Vicente, co-author of the ballot measure that legalized marijuana in California, told Westword, quote, opponents of marijuana legalization dating back for the last 80 years have been prone to picking and choosing statistics to make their case. Well, you'll notice they're awfully silent on these statistics. According to the national survey, a little more than 9% of Colorado youth ages 12 to 17 have used marijuana monthly in 2015 and 2016. This is down from just over 10% in 2011, 2012. And that number in 2012, 2013 was just over 11%. Excuse me, is also the lowest figure has been since 2007, 2008. The data used for the survey comes from 2-year periods to increase sample sizes and improve accuracy. The federal study shows the regulation may in fact create a world where teens are using cannabis less often because it becomes harder to obtain. The only age group where cannabis use is up in Colorado, excuse me again, is the age 18 to 25 group, which suggests that some young adults would choose to smoke cannabis over drinking alcohol if the option was legal. Rates for substances, including alcohol, tobacco, and heroin, have also fallen drastically in the past couple years as well. So no, youth use is not going up. And logically, we knew that, but prohibitionists, those who oppose legalization, they're not much on logic, I guess. This next story comes from CBSNews.com. Phoenix man forced to eat marijuana by police settles suit. Phoenix man who says he was forced by police to eat marijuana or go to jail has settled a lawsuit with the city for $100,000. The Phoenix City Council approved the settlement Wednesday. Edgar Castillo was pulled over for speeding in September 2016, and police officers reported finding a small amount of marijuana in his car. According to a CBS affiliate, KPHO, Phoenix Police Chief Joseph Yonner said at the time of the incident that the officers reportedly told Castro that he had to eat the marijuana if he wanted to avoid going to jail, which is obviously a rather bizarre request. Castro says he became sick and vomited after ingesting the marijuana. The 3 police officers involved resigned from the force shortly after the incident. Lawyers for the 20-year-old Castro filed a notice of claim in the case in February against the city and the 3 officers. The precursor to that lawsuit sought $3.5 million. He settled for $100,000. I don't know if that just means that he thought maybe his case wasn't that great, or if his lawyers thought his case wasn't that great. It seems so. I mean, police chief said that it happened. The cops resigned. I think he would have got a little more close to $3.5 million. But people, they don't have any money. If somebody says, "Hey, you want $100,000?" They'll say, "Well, yeah, I do." Instead of maybe waiting years to get more by taking it through the court system. So that's the update on that case. This last case is the case of James Slatic and his family, Slatic. If you want to go look up these stories, I wrote quite a few stories about this on marijuanatimes.org. You can get the background. Basically, in January 2016, Slatic's business, Midwest Distribution, was raided by the feds and by local authorities. They took all of his equipment, his product. They seized $300,000 in cash from the business. They also seized $100,000 from his family's personal bank accounts. Since then, a judge ordered the $100,000 family money to be given back. And then the San Diego DA said, well, if you're going to do that, then we're going to charge them with like a bunch of felonies, including Slatic's lawyer got charged with a felony. And then those charges were dropped, and Slatic pled guilty last month to 2 misdemeanor drug conspiracy charges. And now San Diego County agrees to return the other $290,000 to James Slatic. Slatic says he's glad to have his money back, but his company and his family life have been destroyed. It's all for nothing. Obviously, I mean that's not an opinion. That's not conjecture. It was all for nothing. He got 2 misdemeanor charges. The family money was returned. The money that they took, they confiscated $300,000 in cash when they raided the business. That money has been given back. So what was the point? What was the point of all that? How much money did the San Diego DA's office spend trying to prosecute this case? And apparently Slatic's lawyer is still trying to force her to hand over her emails. A complete waste of time. Again, not conjecture. It's actually literally a complete waste of time because he got charged with 2 misdemeanors and they gave his money back. They destroyed his business. Was that the point of it? Was the point of all this to destroy his business and try to destroy his family? If so, that doesn't seem like the kind of thing that the San Diego DA and law enforcement should be involved in. But yet, here we are. Vindication for James Slatic. Like I said, I've covered this story. I wrote 3 or 4 stories about this over at marijuanatimes.org. I said just search Slatic, Slatic, to find those stories. I've been doing that was been almost a year, I guess. I've been following this story, and it's good to see that. At the very least, they're going to give him his money back. I mean, they can't rebuild the business that they destroyed by raiding it. By a business what everybody said, followed all regulations, dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's, was a stalwart business in the area, making cannabis concentrates and extracts and stuff for dispensaries, state legal business, destroyed. Why? I don't know. I guess that was the point, because that's the only thing that happened. They took him his 2 years of James Slatic's life. They ran his family through the ringer, and they destroyed his livelihood. I don't know. I guess that was the point. But at least what could be done has been done. And at least they're going to get their money back, which, they could have been worse. They could have had all that happen and not gotten a dime back. So some vindication for James Slatic. I'm definitely happy for him. Thanks, everybody, for watching the Marijuana Times Show. Go check us out on marijuanatimes.org. Check us out on iTunes Podcasts, Apple Podcasts as well. Just search the Marijuana Times on there. Thank you, of course, to naturesidecannabis.com, organic all natural pesticides, for being a sponsor of the show. If you want to sponsor the show, get a hold of us at info@marijuanatimes.org. Another week in the books. Have a great weekend, everybody. This is a December 15th, 2017 version of the Marijuana Times Show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing and liking and commenting and all of that. See you all next week. Whoop, hold on. Oh, I messed that up. I don't see how I really messed that up. Hold on. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. Bye, everybody.